I tried to dismiss it, but I can't anymore. Generally, the dreams I have are odd, but they are dreams and aren't meant to make much sense. It's the one that are realistic that really get you. For the past 2 months, I have had quite possibly the most unsettling and chilling nightmares. At first, it seemed to be a coincidence, but now, after 5 nightmares, I just can't ignore it. I have told all my friends, and they just think I'm just stressed out, but I feel like if they continue, I'm going to be committed soon. The dreams are all involve different people, but the same basic thing happens. I seem to be looking through someone else's eyes, not recognizing the details of the body that's shown whenever I look down or anywhere else. It always starts the same. I'm waiting for an unknown period of time outside someone's house. Then, when all the lights go out, I, the person, sneak inside through a window or sometimes pick the lock of the back door. The dread gnaws in my stomach each time, knowing what's about to come next. I watch in horror as the dream me silently moves through the house, and before I know it, is standing over a person in bed. After a moment of watching them sleep, I creep up to them and slit their throat, crackling hideously as they struggle to talk or scream for help. None of the people in the dreams ever survive. Even more disturbing is how I notice two murders on TV have remarkable similarities to the murders. When I really thought I was going crazy was when they released a photo of the two victims once identified by the families. As I expected, they were the same person in my dream. What worries me more is the fact that I have been sleepwalking since I was very young and have been woken in the middle of the strangest activities. Is it possible that I somehow in my sleep have murdered innocent people? The idea just sounds plain crazy. I've never found bloody or dirty clothes, mud tracks, or any unexplained or mysterious facts that conclude this theory. Still, my family remembers the creepiest of the things I've done in my sleep. Once, when I was 14, I paced around my house with a knife in my hand, banging into the walls until I woke up my father. Afraid to wake me up and startle me, which would cause an accident, he grabbed a bat and moved my brother and my mother into one room and locked the door until I woke up on my own. I wanted to tell my family the theory, but they were already concerned about me just relaying the nightmares. Besides, there was no point in telling them something that would do nothing else but worry them and me. It sounded like a theory right from some horror story. But who could possibly drive a car in their sleep anyway? It really was preposterous. Reluctantly, I ended up telling my girlfriend at the time, who acted just as I thought. She was freaked out at the dreams, but said it wasn't possible to do something like that in. As horrified as she was, she seemed very curious about the dreams and the sleepwalking, as I had never told her much about either before. A week later, I had a dream again and was also confirmed by the police to be the same person. I felt like I was going to lose my mind. My girlfriend lived an hour away, and so we didn't get to see each other very often. I called her up that day and begged her to come over, to which she declined. "Trust me, babe, I really want to see you," she said disappointingly. "It's just I have so much work to do here. You know how busy I get at work and with taking care of the house. Please don't be mad, John." I couldn't be mad at her, and as much as I hated it, I would spend another night alone, possibly facing another horrific dream. Getting to sleep was the hardest part, knowing what might await me here. That night I woke up from yet another dream. But as dreams go, sometimes you don't remember them completely, especially if you wake up very suddenly. There was someone ringing my doorbell, and it was 12 a.m. in the morning. Who could possibly be wanting to come over at this hour? I grabbed my 9mm I kept for such emergencies and walked to the front door. From the side windows that peered onto my porch, I could see a strange man standing there, looking around him every few seconds and ringing my doorbell again. I knocked on the glass to get his attention. He almost doubled over in fright when I did this, and he motioned for me to come outside. "No way," I said. "What do you want, and why are you ringing my doorbell?" After I said this in my sleepy and alarmed state, it dawned on me that this was the next door neighbor who often come home late from work. "You need to get out of the house right now." "What are you talking about?" I demanded. "There's someone in your house," he shouted. At this, the memory of my dream came shooting back in an instant. I watched as always, in the eye of some unknown person, as I crept up to my own house and was standing over my bed, watching myself sleep, and just as I raised my knife, the doorbell rang. At this, I immediately opened my door and rushed out to meet him and followed him to his house, locking it securely behind us. We called the police right away, and he recanted to me how he saw a strange woman peering in my windows when the headlights of his car reflected off what appeared to be a knife. She noticed and ducked back down behind the bushes. At first, he wasn't sure of what he saw, but after he went inside his home, he silently watched from his window as she snuck around the back, which prompted him to come over and ring my doorbell. After the police arrived, they found a discarded knife in the bushes of my backyard. DNA from residual blood confirmed it was the same knife used on the other victims reported on TV. And the time of my dreams coincided with all the other murders. The entire time I had been somehow seeing through the eye of this killer and witnessed them almost making me their next victim. I didn't dare tell the police about my dreams, which would only implicate me being involved with the murders, especially if my details were things other people didn't know. There was enough stress in my life with this whole affair. After a couple of days, when things died down, I decided to call my girlfriend to demand she come over. I needed some serious alone time with her after all that I had been through. Oddly, she wouldn't answer, and after leaving multiple messages, I got a call back from her sister. Apparently, she had gone to work one night and never returned, and was about to file a missing persons report. Terror gripped me as I suspected the killer had also gone after her that night, and possibly succeeded. A week went by, and the police brought me some of her belongings in hope that I would pick up on something to indicate her disappearance. Now thought to be murder, considering the psychotic killer on the loose. All I needed to understand, everything was right there in her final diary entry. "I miss you, John. I am in love with you and hope to spend the rest of my days with you, even into eternity. I feel so good around you and feel like you know me more than anyone else, more than you may ever know. I do regret to say that we can now never be together, for fate has befallen us. You are my only one that got away."